Welcome back to my channel Fundamentals of Imaging. In this video, I will describe how to differentiate normal chest X-ray from the abnormal. In this video, I will describe about some common pathology of lung that we encounter in our day-to-day medical life and how to differentiate this from the normal or how to diagnose this in chest X-ray. So consolidation, lung atelectasis, lung cavity, pleural effusion, pneumothorax, hydropneumothorax and pleural calcification. Let's begin with the consolidation. First, in this first image that is on left side image, we see the lung filled with bronchovascular marking and there is a sharp margin of mediastinum, diaphragmatic outline and gastric bubble. In second image, we can see there is a heterogeneous radio opacity in right middle zone, which is limited by inferiorly horizontal fissure. This is the consolidation. Now, in this image, we can see that there is a heterogeneous radio opacity in right lower zone involving paracardiac region with radiolucency showing branching. This is the air bronchogram. So, this is the hallmark for the consolidation. And this radio opacity is limited superiorly by the horizontal fissure. So what is consolidation? Consolidation is the opacification of air cells in lung by any cause like infection, inflammatory cells, malignant cells, fluid or hemorrhage. So this could be lower consolidation or diffuse depending on the pathology. Now in this image we see that there is a radio opacity in right upper and middle zone with horizontal fissure bulging downwards. This is the hallmark for the Klebsiella pneumoniae. And we can also see this air bronchogram in consolidation. Now atelectasis. What we see in atelectasis? So there are certain points like the opacity in hemithorax or if lower involvement then radio opacity of lobe. There is a crowding of rib and bronchovascular marking crowding, tracheal shift, which we can see in this image with tracheal and mediastinal shift on ipsilateral side with compensatory hyperinflation of the contralateral long field. So, what we see in this, that trachea is shifted to the right side, mediastinum is also shifted to the right side, hyperinflated left long field, and right hemidiaphragm is not visualized. This suggests right lung collapse. So right entire lung collapse with mediastinal shift to the ipsilateral side, which we can compare with the normal. In this, trachea is central and mediastinal shadow can be seen in midline with normal lung field. But in this, we cannot see the mediastinum as trachea is shifted to the right side. So this is the collapse of right lung. In this image, we can see that the radio opacity in right, middle and upper zone and upward pulling of right horizontal fissure and tracheal shift to the right side. And there is slight crowding of upper rib on right side. This suggests that the right upper lobe collapse. Because of the lower collapse, there is no significant mediastinal or heart shift. In the second image, we can see that the trachea is shifted to completely to the left side and left hemithorax appears white out or completely bright or radio opaque, and then this is the left main bronchus, this one is the right main bronchus, and heart is also shifted to the left side and compensatory hyperinflated long field. We can visualize this is the hyperinflated right lung field seen in this image. This suggests that the left whole lung collapse with compensatory hyperinflated right lung. Now the lung cavity. How we differentiate the lung cavity from consolidation? So this shows the rim, thick rim or cavity with or without air fluid level. So in the first we see this right image where there is a thick wall cavity without air fluid level, whereas this second image that is on left side showing air fluid level. Due to the presence of both air and fluid in the cavity, it shows the straight line. This is called air fluid level. This could be due to the infection or malignancy. So we have to differentiate the medical correlation and also the characteristic of the cavity. We have to visualize this in or diagnose in chest X-ray. Now pleural effusion. This is the accumulation of fluid within the pleural space, that is the in between the two pleura, that is visceral or parietal pleura. So up to the 200 ml of fluid cannot be visualized in the chest X-ray. So if more than 200 ml, it is visualized in chest X-ray. In first, it appear as the costophenic angle blunting, whereas as fluid increases, it shows the homogeneous radio opacity with meniscus sign. This is the meniscus sign, that is the upward concavity of fluid is called meniscus sign or Ellis curve. Now, this is the pleural effusion on right side. This again shows the meniscus sign on left side with complete homogeneous opacity on left side. Now pneumothorax. So what is pneumothorax? Pneumothorax is the air within the pleural cavity. Depending on the content of the pleural cavity, we call it if it is fluid, then pleural effusion. If it is blood, hemothorax. If it is air, then it is called pneumothorax. So how we differentiate pneumothorax from the normal chest X-ray? In normal, we can see that the bronchovascular markings extending from center to periphery, and long field appears the radiolucent structure in the hemithorax. Whereas in this second image, that on right side, we can see that the collapsed lung appear as a opaque structure, whereas it is outlined by a thin sharp margin. This is the visceral pleura, and there is a lucent area, that is the increased lucency of right hemithorax, and there is no bronchovascular marking within it. This suggests that this is the air outside the lung and within the pleural space. This is the pneumothorax. This is because of the air within the pleural cavity. This is causing the mass effect as tracheal shift to the contralateral side, whereas I described in the atelectasis, trachea and mediastinal shift or fissure shift towards the collapsed lung, whereas in pneumothorax and pleural effusion, it pushed up away from it, so it is contralateral side. So we can see that this is the trachea shifted to the left side, and mediastinum is also pushed on left side, diaphragm is pushed downward. Now this is the pneumothorax. Now in this image, we can see that the trachea is shifted to the right side, mediastinum is also shifted to the right side, and depressed diaphragm. And this suggests that this is the tension pneumothorax. So it requires immediate medical intervention or surgical intervention. In this zoom image, we can see that this is the collapsed lung and depressed hemidiaphragm. This is the pneumothorax. No air, no bronchovascular marking within this space. Now we have to differentiate pleural effusion from the hydropneumothorax, and this hydropneumothorax from the pneumothorax. So what we see in effusion, radio opacity with meniscus sign. This is due to the fluid accumulation within the pleural space called pleural effusion. If due to the collection of air and fluid or blood, which cannot be differentiated by X-ray. So if fluid and air both accumulated in the pleural space is called the hydropneumothorax, and this is denoted by this straight line called air fluid level. This is the hydropneumothorax, and there is no such straight line or fluid accumulation within the pleural space, only air, then it is called pneumothorax. So it appears completely lucent area within the hemithorax. Now pleural calcification. Pleural calcification is commonly due to the infection or pneumoconiosis, which appear as a geographical radio opacity in the lung field. In normal chest X-ray, we cannot visualize the pleura because it is thin, very thin structure. But if it is calcified, it is visualized in the chest X-ray. So lateral film is recommended to differentiate it from the pleural or intrapulmonary or chest wall pathology. So this is about the pleural calcification. This image showing that there are dotted line. These are the calcification pleural plaques, calcified plaques, and this is called the holy leaf sign. This is the sign of pleural calcification and seen in both lung fields. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.